Hello and welcome to tutorial number 3. Today we're going to talk about data types. So if we look at the program that we completed in tutorial 1, we asked someone for their name and their age. Okay, here we use the variable name and we use the variable age. Okay, here we didn't specify a data type. In Python, if you don't specify a data type, therefore the computer will understand that to be a string. There are various data types in Python. As I mentioned before, string, which is for storing letters, characters, words, integer for storing whole numbers, float for storing decimals, and boolean to have true or false values. Throughout the various tutorials I'll be touching on the various data types. There are also additional data types like lists and tuples. And as I go in to talk about probably arrays, I'll talk about lists, okay, and obviously demonstrate how to use them. So as I said, in this program, we didn't spec any data type. Okay, for the computer, in order for the computer to understand our input, it needs to know what type of data we are going to import. Okay, so for instance, here, as I said, even though we've used age, which is a number, we didn't specify it to be an integer because we were not doing any calculations. However, if we want to do calculations, we need to specify or tell the computer that it will be an integer. So I said as earlier, when you don't make any specification in Python, it's assumed you're using a string. In other language, C#, C++, you have to say it's a string. You have to specify the data type. So here, now I'm going to use a different data type, which is going to be integer. Okay, so what I'm going to do is write a basic simple program just demonstrating how to use the integer. For this, we're just going to ask the user to input 2 numbers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to store the numbers in a variable called num1. Okay, so I'm going to ask the user for an input. Okay, so here, please enter in your first number. Okay. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I accidentally deleted it. Okay, so here I'm just going to change this number here to variable 2, and I'm just going to say enter in your second number. Okay, now I want to do is add those 2 numbers together, and I'm going to do is add those 2 numbers together in a variable called results. Okay, equals num1. So add num1 to num2. So whatever the user enters in for their first number will be stored in num1. Whatever the user enters into the num2 will be stored in the variable number 2. Okay, then I want to print the results out. Here you may see that I didn't actually specify an integer. I just want to show you what will happen if we don't specify an integer. Also, when we actually want to print out a variable, we do not use quotes. Okay, we don't use speech marks, only when we want to print something to the screen that's not a variable. So here I'm going to save, file, save as. Okay, I'm just going to call my program add, save. Okay, and if we run it, you'll see how my program is going to run. So we go run module. Okay, so if I enter my first number, which I'm going to say 1, just going to make it easy for you, and then 2, you can see what it does. Actually, results is not defined. It gives me an error because I didn't actually specify results with an S here. So it might happen to you as well. So we do it again, run module. Okay, see the variable names were different, so it didn't actually run it. So if I now enter my first number 1, my second number 2, you can see it just puts them together. Doesn't actually add them together. So hence why we have to specify it's an integer. Okay, so I'm going to show you again how to specify an integer. So here we use the Python keyword int for integer. Okay, and then enclose it within brackets. I'll do the same thing here. Int. Okay, and this tells the computer we're using a whole number. So we go run, which is obviously going to save it. I'll just do the same example again for you so you can actually see. So if I enter the number 1, number 2 again, it gives me the answer 3. Okay, so that's what we got there. You don't generally have to actually have to use a variable when we're doing something simple like this. We could actually just go, just print the result of that. And that's just very straightforward. It's only because we're doing something very simple, we don't really have to specify a variable to store the result of the calculations. If we obviously wanted to use the results, we may want to store it in a variable. So now if I also go run, okay, I can just go, I'll just do 23 and 3, results 26. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I hope it is useful for you. See you in the next tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.